Hi, I'm James. I'm an industrial designer at NuCanoe, and I'm going to attempt to show you how to do some damage repair if the rare occurrence happens. I'm going to have some welding rod, flathead screwdriver. All right, I'm going to talk about a few welding options. One of the tools you can use is an iron heat welder, plastic welder. These have a little pocket you can feed the plastic through, and then that preheats and welds. Works great with flat surfaces, not so great for inside crannies and holes. The high-end option is a dedicated plastic welder. They come with these different tips where you can weld in flat areas nice and get into crevices. The most common option would probably be a decent heat gun, just a regular heat gun that goes at least 800 with the pinched focus tip on that. These probably be your best option, and it's able to get into the crannies and crevices you need to. Nice big gouge in the boat. All right, well, we got to fix the gouge when we go to fix it. So let's prep it and get these pieces kind of close together like so. All right. So plastic welding is kind of like metal welding. You need to preheat and make sure you get your parts hot enough so we have penetration. So we're going to preheat our rod, get her nice and hot. On the clear plastic it's handy because you know it's preheated when it starts to turn clear instead of the milky color. So we get this guy preheated. So one of the key things is you get a heat gun to where it concentrates the hot air in a smaller point. You can also give it a pinch. That'll help because we want to heat the area that we're trying to weld and not everything else. So just preheat. All right, you know you're ready to start welding. You can see your work surface is starting to glaze and your rod's starting to get clear. Start dabbing in. So as you weld, I like to twist the rod. It helps mix your weld rod with your substrate. It's important to use welding rod that's the same material and density of what you're welding to. So NuCanoes are manufactured with medium density polyethylene, so therefore you need a medium density welding rod. So I like to twist the rod. So we get, this helps with the penetration as well. Just lightly pushing the rod into the work surface. And you can't go too fast because you won't get a proper fusion of the materials. And you don't go too slow, or you get too much heat and distort the rest of the boat. And as you go through, soften it a little bit. It looks like we got a weld. Looks like we got penetration. And this just dresses it up a little. Bob's your uncle. We're going to use a heat gun to attempt to repair a more difficult area inside here. I've prepped the plastic and got it together as close as possible. And this is the area where a heat gun comes in handy because it's easier to get in and heat and fuse the materials together so we can weld the plastic. So it's important to preheat your rod. Until it starts to turn clear. All right. Get in there. Try to concentrate the heat where you want to weld. And you'll know it gets warm when it starts to look a little glazed. Right, these areas you kind of got shove it in there. Just your rod. I like to do the twist. Helps mix the materials. And don't be afraid to push that rod in there a little to kind of get that hot plastic penetrated into the substrate. This may take a couple passes. Okay. If your part starts to blow out like that, it means we're working with material that's thinner than your rod. So what the best thing to do is probably just get welded what you can, let it cool, and then get back at it. Alright, it's important not to overwork it. It's important to keep your rod heated, and if your work area is getting too hot and everything's melting out and blowing out around it, let it cool off, and then you can repeat by preheating your rod and then mixing the materials as you're welding it. You should be good to go. Alright, we're back at it. So if we get a blowout because the materials are thin, I'm going to make sure you get your rod preheated first. Now, get in here, get it bridged, pull it out, preheat your rod again. So this is so we don't heat that plastic up too much that's on the boat and then blow out even more. So whereas you're trying to just get material added to it as we fuse it together. Keep a little heat on it. When you get it, don't be afraid to go in there with your gloved hand and kind of dress it up a little. So yeah, so once you get it in there, don't be afraid to pull your rod out, because we don't want to get too hot inside that thin material and have another blowout. So we're just trying to stack material in there that's fused together. All right, let your weld cool, check it, see if you got enough material in there. Add more as needed. If everything looks good to go, finish her up and get out on the water.